Hi, it's Maggie the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your June 2023 mid-month general reading. So we're looking at the last 2 weeks of June 2023. And this reading is for the fire sign of Aries. Welcome everyone. I hope you're all doing well. As always, my gratitude for being here, for your watching the videos on my YouTube channel, for hitting that like button, sharing, subscribing. Those of you who reach out for personal readings, who refer and recommend, always my gratitude to start. Thank you so much. So Aries, this is for you if your sun, moon, rising, Venus sign is in Aries. If you're cross-watching for an Aries, it is also relevant to general reading. So of course it'll resonate just a little differently for everyone. If you know your sun, moon, rising, and Venus signs, watch those for additional insight and perspective. And if you find something does resonate with you, it really hits you, and you'd like to perhaps take a deeper look at something, reach out for a personal reading or information about that for yourself or as a gift for someone else, or you simply like the reading style and are interested in a reading, please email me directly at maggie@gmail.com. You can also see that contact info by clicking the description link or clicking the title of this video. I would love to hear from you, and I can usually respond the same day. With more information. I offer quite a wide variety of readings in all areas of life, and scheduling of personal readings is done in a pretty timely fashion too. So if that's something you'd be interested in, email me. Okay, Aries, let's see what the last half of June 2023 is holding for you. I am using the Tarot of Dreams and clarifying with the Radiant Rider-Waite. We begin with the Lovers, a decision, a choice, a relationship at a crossroads. A choice needs to be made which will significantly impact the relationship. Now this choice or decision might be about the relationship itself. Perhaps it's about whether or not you continue together forward or whether you go your separate ways. It might be a decision between two people that affects the primary relationship, or the decision or choice that needs to be made or that is in front of you might be in another area of life, but one which would significantly impact a primary relationship. Now with the Lovers, we have the Four of Swords, which is taking some time off. This is what's driving that card. You know, it's taking a step back. It's maybe withdrawing to recover, recuperate. Maybe you're just feeling or have been feeling tired and worn out, needing to gain a different perspective, taking a step back from the situation. Having not been sure quite what decision to make. Next we have the Priestess, the High Priestess, which is about trusting your intuition, which is our link with the divine, God, Spirit, angels, guides. It's how we get, certain feelings or compulsions or ideas, kind of a sense of knowing. Some people call it intuition, some people call it higher self, some people call it gut instinct. It's that part of you inside, that kind of psychic link that directs you. It's also an indication or an implication that you probably know what the right thing to do here is, or what the right decision is. With the Priestess, we have Justice, which kind of underscores that, because justice is about doing the right thing, making sure things are fair and equitable and even. It's about honor and truth and morality and ethics and transparency. It's pretty clear here that or very shortly during this time period, will know what the right thing is to do. What is the right decision here? What the decision is, I don't know. It's a general reading, but it's one that's going to significantly impact the relationship, whether or not it's about the relationship itself or not. Next, we have the Empress, which may represent for many of you the other person in this relationship, in this primary relationship. And it's interesting too, because your sign, Aries, is attached to the Emperor, who is the natural mate of the Empress. Sensual, feminine, abundant, new beginnings, fertility. Someone who deserves the very best. With the Empress, we have the Four of Wands, one of the happy home cards. It's a card also that signifies marriage. Maybe that's part of what this decision is, taking the next step, making a much deeper level of commitment and dedication and responsibility here. It may be that the other person in the relationship wants to move to a deeper level of commitment or get married. And even though you may feel like that's probably the right thing to do, I mean, I feel like this is a relationship that's been together for some time. You may feel unsure about this. It may be that you've had some negative experiences in the past and you're afraid of those repeating, even though you see this person as your person. From the bottom of the deck, the overall energy and focus for the last half of June is Temperance, which is about balance and healing and making sure that things are or come back into alignment. You know, it's also interesting that out of 7 cards here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 out of 7 cards are major arcana cards. So when that many major arcana cards show up, Aries, it's a sign that this is a pretty significant, pretty pivotal time for you, and that the decisions you make during this time will have significant, profound, and long-lasting, if not permanent, consequences too. Haven't seen the Judgment card come out because that's also what that references, but we'll see. Let's clarify. I mean, the decision you need to make might be in another area of life, like career, work, finance, or moving, or money, or something like that, and which of course would have a pretty significant impact on the primary relationship. I think for a lot of you, this is going to read strictly about the relationship itself, but not everyone, because it's a general reading, of course. Let's clarify Temperance. The Emperor, which is you. So we have the Emperor and the Empress here, which is which is a long-standing couple, typically a married couple, because the Emperor and the Empress wouldn't do anything less than the conventional standard. And again, maybe for some of you, this is that commitment issue here, is marriage, because we also have Justice again. So doing the right thing here is key for healing, for balance, for alignment. Making that choice, making that decision. Because it feels, Aries, like it's kind of up to you to make that decision. It feels like, I mean, you could always reverse these, but it feels like somebody wants to take this relationship or make a certain decision. And the issue, I think, here is that you, I mean, for some of you, it might be the other person struggling with, okay, I know this is technically the right thing to do, but I have these fears and concerns. Let's clarify the Lovers. The World, which is the last major arcana card in the tarot, which represents a pretty significant cycle wrapping up, graduation, and moving on to the next level. Now, and this is clarifying the Lovers, which is really a card about choice. So you can take this two different ways. It could be that the relationship ends for good and you go your separate ways. It could also be that this relationship kind of transforms by moving to the next level. The Sun, light, love, warmth, laughter, illumination, the pressures being uplifted and relieved. And the Three of Pentacles, which is a card of working together to get on the same page, to build something long-lasting. It's a card of teamwork and collaboration, compromise and negotiation. So it's really trying to find some common ground here in order to move forward. Which doesn't really strongly feel like breaking up or anything like that. It's trying to find the best solution possible. Although, again, with the Priestess and Justice here, with the Emperor, which is you, and Justice and Temperance, I mean, again, 2 more major arcana cards, 3 more with the World. So this is, again, a pretty important, profound, pivotal time for you, depending on the choices you make. And it feels very much like you know what you should do. It's a question of whether you choose to do it or not, or go down a different path. The Four of Swords. My goodness, look at all these repeating cards. The Four of Swords, that taking a step back, recover, recuperate, gain some insight, is clarified again by the Four of Swords. So it really shows how worn out you are with kind of thinking about this, dealing with this, resisting it perhaps. Seven of Wands is defending, protecting, guarding. I know what I know and I'm standing on this. I think you're tired of that. And the Lovers again. Wow. Let's clarify that High Priestess, that card of intuition and knowing. We have the King of Wands, which is also you, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. And the Queen of Wands, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. So we have the Emperor and the Empress, the King and Queen of Wands, which I believe it's all the same couple. I think that it's clear here that, I mean, there is one, it feels like there's a clear, reasonable path, meaning, but you can always choose not to take it. I mean, free will, free agency. For example, if this is a relationship that's, you know, you've been together for 3, 4, 5, 7, 8 years or something, and you're like, look, it's time that we move to the next level. Let's get married. And if you're just not ready to make that commitment after all this time, then, you know, unfortunately or painfully, we need to kind of go our separate ways. There's two very clear choices here. Two very logical paths here. Clarify justice. Judgment. What you do here, the decision you make here, whether you choose to take the path of justice here, which for some of you might be the conventional path of marriage, or in whatever area the choice has to be made. Again, it's a sense of you of knowing that this is the clear right path to take, or the clear moral path to take here that keeps things in alignment and in balance. Judgment is a life-changing card. It represents a choice that's in front of you, which we already know there is, but it's really significant. The consequences are long-lasting or even permanent, meaning that if you choose to say no, if you choose not to move forward, if you choose to just kind of, you know, then that's what you'll pretty much be locked into, right? If you choose to move forward onto a new path, it's a real potential game changer. It's a life path changer here. So based on what you do, because justice is also the reap what you sow card, right? Based on what you do, is what you choose here is going to have a significant, profound outcome on your life. Clarify the Empress. The Empress again. Wow. The Ten of Pentacles, long-term stability and security. The Knight of Cups, the offer of love, support, encouragement. And what's driving that Empress too is the Four of Wands. The Four of Wands and the Ten of Pentacles and the Knight of Cups. I mean, this is marriage. This is a marriage proposal. This is getting married. This is, you know, signing the contract. It's completing the circle of stability and security long term. So not really having to worry about the future anymore. Everything's kind of set and agreed on. And I feel like this other person really wants that. Again, for some of you, you can reverse the roles here. But I feel like, you know, one person in this relationship really wants that and the other person is leery. Clarify Four of Wands. We have the Devil, which can often be a challenging or negative card because it can represent unhealthy cycles, but it does represent a pretty strong level of focus on wanting this. And the Four of Pentacles, not giving out, not giving in, not sharing or being protective and guarded. You know, it's also a card about balance through safety. And because all of this is clarifying the Empress, it feels like this is somebody who's like, look, this is what we need to do. This is what I feel the relationship and my own worth and value here deserves. And moving forward, I mean, I'm not going to accept anything less. This is somebody who, and this is either you or the other person, you know, saying, look, I'm not going to accept anything less after all this time, after everything we've been through. I'm not going to accept anything less. So we need to make this decision moving forward. Now, if the decision that affects or impacts the relationship is in another area of life, Aries, then this is you or the other person saying, look, I know this is the best thing. I know this is the right moral, ethical choice. It's the best choice for everybody involved. And I don't want to do anything but this. So therein is the rub. It's not coming across clear to me what you do here. It may just be kind of all this sort of uncomfortable decision-making energy here, because it doesn't feel like it has a conclusion within this short period of time just yet for many of you. So let's end with some advice, guidance, feedback from Spirit. The Fool. Take a chance. Step off the beaten path. Take a leap of faith, which usually means doing the thing that you're afraid to do. The Knight of Wands. Do it sooner rather than later. Here's the Four of Wands. So here is an indication of what Spirit thinks also is the best choice. And not only is it the happy home, marriage, celebratory events, but it also represents stability around home and family and the community around the family. And here's Temperance again, which was already the theme for the last 2 weeks of June for you with justice. So it's pretty clear that whatever path this justice, temperance energy is for you, Aries, it is what Spirit is also supporting. Whether or not you choose to take it, this is kind of what's coming out. Okay, so I'm going to leave that there, Aries. Those are your messages for the last half of June. I hope they were helpful, or at least gave you something to chew on. If you like the reading style, if this resonates with you, if you'd like to take a deeper look at something, reach out for a personal reading for yourself or as a gift for someone else, please feel free to email me directly at maggie1mcguire@gmail.com. You can always also get that information by clicking the description link or the title of this video. I would be delighted to hear from you and to work with you. I will see you all in a couple of weeks for the July general readings. Stay safe and well, and I hope to see you back here again soon. Bye-bye.